Hello, this is Charlie at My Messy Fingers. Welcome back. We're working on an album for Scrap and Create. These are all their materials that they've sent us. The last video that we did, we had completed pages 1 and 2. We are now going to work on pages 3 and 4 in this segment. Now I've pre-cut everything, so let's set this one aside. This will be your page 3. What I have here is a piece that measures 7 3/4 across by 8, 8 1/8, depending upon how deep you want your bottom and top edges to be. I cut a piece that measures 2 1/2 and then trimmed this piece that will sit here. I trimmed this from scraps. A lot of my pocket pieces will be from the scraps. I try to not let too much of that go to waste. And then off of your 8 by 8 sticker sheet, I pulled in these elements. Now, let's see if I can remember what I did here, because I pre-make these and then I set them aside and I have to remember what I've done. All right, so this is going to go like this. So these are cut from, let me back up here. This piece is cut from the 12 by 12 pack of sheet paper. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling here. These two pieces are cut from your 8 by 8. And then the reverse side, again, the 8 by 8 for these two pieces. It kind of ties in all of this. And then in the center, just above this pocket, we're going to have a waterfall. So let's get assembling. Now I've already inked all my papers, so you don't have to sit here and watch me do this. So if you want to get everything trimmed and cut, and let me tell you what I've done here. This piece on your left-hand side panel, I cut it at 6 inches. You're then going to score it at 1/2 and at 3/4. Then you're going to crease and fold, and what you're going to end up with is a bigger gusset. The reason for that is you are you are going to be inserting photos on this, and this is going to get fuller, so we want some room in the pages for it to absorb that height as you add the photos, because they do take up a thickness over time. So score this side here the same way, and it is going to measure 6 inches as well. Again, scoring at 1/2 and score at 3/4. And then cut your paper to fit. So I'm going to start assembling, and you can play along if you've paused the video and got all of your items cut, or you can come back and finish. So let me get assembling here. This page can hold quite a bit in with regards to photos, because each of the flaps are wide enough across that you can put photos on them, and then you can put photos on both sides of the waterfall. And run a piece of tape down the ends, across the bottom, and then I'm going to really quick like glue that in place. Have a tape tag there. And I just back this on the black cardstock, some of the excess trimmings. Okay. And then we're going to burnish. Line up that corner and that corner in the edge. Now, I think I'm going to put the waterfall in first. Now, each of these measures 3 1/4 by 5 5/8, and you're scoring at a 1/2 inch, and this is where we're going to put the tape to adhere it down. And then I've cut pieces, a lot of this from scrap. I'll cut pieces to cover both sides of the waterfall. So my first agenda is going to be putting tape on the back side, burnish, and I want to measure across to see where I'm going to. There's 4 of these. So keeping in mind that the waterfall on the underside is going to be about a 1/2 inch spacing, I want to start this one so that it leaves about the same amount of room there. Now, I'm always missing where I want to put something, so I'm going to make a little pencil mark. And then I'm going to come right in here. So I measured out about a 1/2 inch. And I think I'm going to come down about a 1/2 inch off the top. I want to be able to leave some room so that you can get into that tuck. All right, so burnish. Now, I am quite sure you are all skilled crafters and you can whiz through this waterfall very quickly and very smoothly. But for those of you who do not or have never done one, you're then going to abut that edge to this piece here, and then keeping things, my fingers crossed, I'm hoping that it will line up. And I'm going to have to burnish it a little bit to straighten it out, so that when these come together, they're even. Doesn't always work that way, at least not for me. Come up, I don't know if you can see this, but come right up next to that. And that one lined up just a little off. Better. I don't know if there's a secret to how to put waterfalls on to guarantee that you're always going to come out even. If there is, please share. I would love to figure that piece out. That's good enough. Okay, so I want this pretty rose piece as the front. Now, I'm not real worried about the waterfall sticking up. If you want to put a band in here to hold it down, you can, but that's the reason I'm making the pages to go over it, and that's the reason there is a 1/4 inch gusset, so that it helps to hold it down, keep it all in place. And then I'm going to go with the piano bars, kind of alternate. Now, I won't do it unless there's time. Well, it's time. I can make time. These pieces right here, I always have gone to my scraps and I have cut 3/8 of an inch, and I will cover this. I don't like seeing this, so I might buzz through it real quick and get it done, but I will definitely be doing it before this album finds a new home. Now, if you don't want to cover both sides of this, you don't have to. You can put the photo over the black, but I think it would look nice in the presentation. I think I'm going to put this one back here, so it would be a good offset to that. And then we're going to have pink. I think I'm going to swap these two. Okay, I'm going to put that there. All right. Now feel free, if you've got any questions, ask. I will do my best to get them all answered. May take me a day or two to get back to you, but I get notified when questions are posted, and like I said, I'll do my best to get back to everybody. All right, so there's the waterfall. Give it a little bit of a bend, it helps to lay it down. Now, this is going to come in this way. Now I need to put a magnet in here because that's going to help close it. And I want the magnet on the underside here so that it only has to go through this one and this one, rather than putting it on top. Then it has to go through the cardstock as well. So let's do that now, because in order to do that, we're going to need to tape these in place. We've got to have our page flaps stable. And as you fill up your album, I would hope that you will appreciate the 1/4 inch and 1/8 inch gussets that we've built. I'm going to put this one on first. So I'm going to take this piece of paper and I'm going to line it right up to that first score line. Stand this tall, make sure it's all in really good, and then we're going to burnish. Now, as you can see already, that 1/4 inch with the waterfall in there, this is already laying flat. So as you start adding photos, this is going to kind of peek out a little bit. So to try to make an album where there is no gusset at the end, this is just going to quickly, in my opinion, bow, and you're not going to be happy with the end result. So I like to build my little gussets there. All right. Same process over here. Push this up, stand this up tall, push this right up in there, lay it down. Burnish. All right. We're going to take a big magnet. And before, no, I'm going to go ahead and do what I was going to do. I want to put that right about there. Get off of me. Oh, for Pete's sake. It won't let go. It's become a permanent buddy. Okay, so that's down. Now we're going to take that piece off. Make sure that your top and bottom are even, and then gently press. And then you can see what you have here. You've got a nice, a little tiny book inside the book. is what this ends up looking like. So then we're gonna, now we're going to cover this piece right here. And we're going to line it up very carefully. And then over here, those are my 2 inside panels. Put that down there. Kind of gave myself a heart attack. I thought this whole time I'm building this and I didn't turn the recorder on. I'm playing with a new app and I'm not sure I like it. I'm on a free trial. And I notice that if I don't in fact, I've got to make sure right now. I'm going to be so... No, volume's on. It doesn't automatically... I have to make sure it's all preset. An app shouldn't... You shouldn't have to do that with an app. Okay. But I'm not an app-friendly person, so what do I know? Okay, now I cut out of, I do believe these came out of the 12 by 12s, a piece to put through here. And I was thinking of trying to do something with this, but I think I'm going to end up putting this over here. Boy, that's not cut very straight. It's kind of interesting how your eye can get used to seeing things that are a little bit out of whack when you play with paper and inches and gaps. I had now my question I have, I think I want to, for this piece, I think I want to mount it, raise it up a little bit. So I'm going to cut some chipboard. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Put it on the back. And then I'm gonna, oops. Just get that off the edge. Use some pop-ups. And I think I'll just put that at a little bit of an angle. And so that this piece isn't all red striped and naked, I'm going to put, I still want to leave some room. I'm not going to distort this to the point that you can't utilize this page for either journaling or for a photo. So I'm just going to kind of, I want to break it up a little bit. So I just think I'm going to tuck this down here. Okay. So that page is built. So you have lots of room for photos, for journaling, because it's a great color to do that with. You can put a photo here, and then you have plenty of room that you can come in here and you can store goodies. And I will be making some photo mats with the leftovers to go in this album. Now let's get, before we forget, let's get this prepped for installation. And then we're going to move on to the next page. You know, I love this top, this work top. It cleans up really, really nice. It's got crisp lines. When I'm cutting on it with a cutting knife, it gives me a really crisp cut. It's not dragging through the material like those healing mats. I always felt like there was a bit of a drag. I've got arthritis in my fingers. I've got knobby knots and they hurt. So it was kind of a pleasure to get this and keep it clean, especially when I'm doing videos now, but it's noisy. And I apologize for that. Not my intention to have you listen to me drop things on the countertop, but it's very nice. Okay, so this page is complete. I'm going to set it aside. We're going to come back and add it later. This is going on to now page 4. Again, I have pre-cut everything. I have re-inked everything. This came from the 12 by 12 pattern sheet. Again, it is 7 3/4 across by 8 or 8 1/8, depending upon how much a rim you want across the top and the bottom. Now, this build is just a wacky page assembly, giving you different size pages. And in a couple of cases, I was able to use some leftover scraps because the dimensions were right. But this, there it comes in 2 parts. So I'm going to put this over here so I don't get it all goofed up. You're going to cut one piece that measures 6 3/4, and again you will score at 1/2 and you will score at 3/4. Fold on those lines, burnish well so that you've got a nice little gusset. Working from the same side, I cut a piece that measured 5 inches, and we scored at 1/2 and we scored at 5/8. This one's going to tuck underneath this, so the the 1/4 inch gusset gives room on this page for this to slide in. So you're going to score at 1/2 and score at 5/8, and then you are going to fold those over and burnish really well. On this side, I cut a piece that measured 5 3/4, scoring at 1/2, scoring at 3/4. Fold, burnish real well. And then this piece, again, like I said, they're wacky dimensions. It's just to give some different appearance. Let's cut this at 6 1/4, and then we scored at 1/2 and at 5/8. You're going to fold on those and burnish really well, and then that's going to tuck in up inside there. Now I think I've got my pages all messed up now. Okay, so I know these two. Okay, so these two go together. I'm missing, I've got this page. I didn't do a very good job keeping things separate. That goes there. Oh, I know. And then this went here, and this went on the back side over here, and then this one went here. Okay, so starting from the bottom and working up, trying to decide here which way I want to take this, make it easy for you guys. Run some tape. Burnish. And then you're going to, on that 1/2 inch score, you're going to line this up, stand this nice and tall, and then fold it over, burnish. Pull back a little bit so that you've got your little gusset. Now we're going to take this next page that has the 1/4 inch gusset, and we want the 1/4 inch. So this time you're going to run this the opposite. You're going to run this 1/4 inch is going to fold over this 1/8 inch gusset. So you're going to butt up to this score line, not this one. And then you're going to kind of push it up a little bit and fold this over so that when you get it on there, it looks like this. Okay? Tug on that a little bit, pull that out. Now, I don't want to build I do want to try and remember how I had the pages all in there. I should get a paper clip. Okay, now we're going to do The same thing over here on this side. Oh, pencil marker. And I want to turn this over, and then this one is going to line right up to that 1/2 inch score line. Stand this up nice and tall. Okay, and then the next page. And the same process, and you're going to come right up over that. Whoops. Wasn't even. Struggling with this for some reason. Okay, there's that fold, and then turn this back around to get myself confused. Okay. Now the magnets. I would like to think that I could get away with and I should be able to, with one magnet on the top to hold everything in. I was contemplating putting a magnet on these first 2 pages and then coming inside here and putting in another magnet, but I don't think I'm going to need to do that. So I am going to grab the magnets. Grab a plus. A minus. Make sure these are, I want to put it here. And then make sure that your gussets are straight, that your pages line up top and bottom, let it drop naturally, and press in place. Ta-da! Now we're going to start gluing the pieces of paper together. Now, I will do the best I can to put all the measurements in the descriptions. Like I said in an earlier video, this is very new to me. I've got to get used to the process that you are all used to. So bear with me. Do I want that? I like that. I like that. And I'm going to come right up to the edge, being careful not to glue on inside the gusset. I think I gotta re-glue, refill my glue. This piece came out of the 12 by 12 collection. I'm shifting a little bit more as I go deeper into the album, pulling in some of the 12 by 12s. Because I don't want to run out of the 8 by 8s for this album. So you'll see that I'm starting to interchange a bit here. I wanted this piece here and this piece back here. Get that all lined up. Looks good. Brush. Set this in there. Careful of the gusset. Don't want to get glue in there or tape glue over it. Okay, we are getting there. Line this up. Okay, and then the only other thing I want to do here is make a pocket. So I want it to be 2.5 inches. I'm going to come right to the edge of the base here. Mark. How many of you have used so much tape that it's dried your fingers out? I put lotion on it all day long. Gosh, if I had a fingerprint of that, in fact, I do have fingerprints. Working in the banking field, you had to be fingerprinted, but I bet if they went to compare my fingerprints now, they'd be completely different because they're so dry and cracked. That would be funny. All right, we're going to make sure the corner is in the right spot. Now, I really like, I'm digging in my scraps is what I'm doing. And I really like these roses. I think they're very delicate. So come in here, mark in a little bit, mark this while I have it in place, line it up, find my other mark. Give it a little inking. Some glue. Now, I saw this earlier. I like this. I'm going to use it. Let's see if I got enough. Leave the black trim on, or I'm going to have to. Well, that works. And then, I don't remember if I saw a little trinket in here. Yeah, there was the brass rose. I like that butterfly, but I think I'm going to use this. Come on. You can do it. All right. Now, the only other piece I'm going to add is I took out of the 12 by 12 sticker packet, I pulled this piece out and I put it on black cardstock, cut a piece of chipboard, and then stuck some pop-ups on it so that we've got some dimension. Center that and press. Okay, so this page is done. We are going to now prep it for mounting. And again, we're going to secure the center. And then we're going to burnish everything good. All right. So we are ready to put these next two pages into the album. So we're going to start off by removing the tape . Okay, so I'm going to carefully walk up to this, come as close to this edge as I can, keeping it level across the top and bottom. I need to lift it. I guess I got it too close to the end here and not close enough. Oh, I am so sorry. This is a bit of a embarrassment, but I've got to get it fixed because it won't lay in there right. And again, undo is my friend. All right, let's try this again. Get that to dry just a little bit. I'm going to bring this right up to this edge. Okay, that's better. Burnish really well. And you can see, if you look at this, I pulled this all the way to the end, that we have that 1/4 inch, so that when this lays over, it's laying over relatively flat. This is a thick piece, so it's gonna pop up a little bit. I should have cut and allowed probably another 1/8 of an inch here. So if you have not put this together yet, cut this this piece 1/8 of an inch shorter so that you've got a little bit more breathing room for this to fold over. But things happen. In the end, it'll still look good. You'll see. I get to thinking about how I want to build a page and it to be different and kind of stand out on its own. And I don't think about the thickness until, like right now, it's too late. I should have allowed for more room. All right, so this piece is going to come and butt right up to the edge. And I'm going to make sure it's level. Oh, wow. I'm going to pause and be right back.